Welcome to another advanced Excel training tutorial, where we cover everything you need to know for the Microsoft Office 2016 Excel Expert exam. In this video, we're going to create and modify cell styles, create custom theme and theme elements, create and modify simple macros, insert and configure form controls, and prepare the workbook for internationalization. Let's start with something simple but creative. Let's create and modify cell styles. If your company has a corporate identity or a preferred color scheme, you can make it easier to format your cells the way you want them by creating a custom cell style. Excel has many of its own predefined cell styles for sheet titles, headings, and styles that identify totals, calculations, and output cells. If you would prefer to create your own cell style, you can use the Format Cells dialog box to create and apply your own formatting. You can set your preferred formatting options such as your number format, your horizontal and vertical alignment, your font, your border, your background color, the fill effect, and also your cell protection. If you want to reuse your formatting in other workbooks, you can save your formatting as a custom cell style. To create a custom cell style, on the Home tab in the Styles group, click Cell Styles to open the Cell Styles gallery. Click New Cell Style to open the Cell Style dialog box. Then, enter a name for your style, and then click Format to display the Format Cells dialog box. You can then edit and select the formatting options you want for your cell style. In this example, we will use a center alignment. We will use the font Calibri, bold, size 30, and we will change the color to green. You can click OK when you are done. Clear the box for each of the style options that you don't want to include in your custom style. Click OK to save the custom style and display it in the Custom section of the Cell Styles gallery. To modify a predefined cell style, in the Cell Styles gallery, right-click the style you want to change, and then click Modify to open the Style dialog box. Click Format to open the Format Cells dialog box. You can then modify the formatting options for the style. Once you are happy, you can click OK to close the dialog boxes and return to the worksheet. Next, let's learn how to create custom theme and theme elements. A theme is a predefined set of colors, fonts, and effect formatting. This includes formatting such as drop shadows and 3D effects. Excel offers more than 36 predefined themes. If the predefined themes don't offer the exact formatting that you require, you can modify a theme by selecting a different color scheme, font set, or effect. You can even create your own custom color scheme and font sets. You can use colors to emphasize important results, the layout of your page, and add psychological effects. Excel comes with nearly 24 built-in color schemes that make it easy to apply colors to your worksheet. You can also create your own by creating a custom color scheme. You can replace any of the dozen theme colors with an existing color, with a standard color, or with a custom color. For each color element, you can choose a color from the standard color palette, or you can create a custom color. Excel offers two color models, RGB, which is red, green, blue, or HSL, hue, saturation, and luminance. Or you can drag your color pointer. Once you are happy with your custom color, click OK. In the name box, enter the name for your new color scheme. You can then click Save to save the color scheme and apply it to your worksheet. You can also create your own custom font sets. Each Excel theme comes with built-in font sets that makes it easy to apply fonts to your worksheets. To create a custom font set, on the Page Layout tab in the Themes group, click Fonts. Then click Customize Fonts to open the Create New Theme Fonts dialog box. In the Heading Fonts list, select a font for your headings. In the Body Font list, select a font for the text. In the name box, enter a name for your new font set. You can then click Save to save the font set and close the dialog box. Once you have created your custom color scheme and your custom font set, you can create your custom workbook theme. On the Page Layout tab in the Themes group, click Themes. Then click Save Current Theme to open the Save Current Theme dialog box. In the File Name box, enter a name for your custom theme. You can then click Save. The next time you want to use your theme, you can find it in Themes in the Custom section. Now let's learn how to create and modify simple macros. One of the most powerful features of Excel is the ability to automate routine tasks using macros. A single macro can consist of 2 or more actions, each of which is performed in a sequence when you run the macro. You can create macros manually using the code in the Microsoft Visual Basic for Applications editor, or it's usually easier to create macros using the macro recorder. The recorder translates your steps into a Visual Basic for Applications statement, and then copies the statement into a macro model. You can replay the entire procedure anytime you want using the macro. To record a simple macro, on the Developer tab in the Codes group, click Record Macro. If your Developer tab is not showing, you'll have to unhide it. You can then open the Record Macro dialog box. Choose a name for your macro. Make sure not to use spaces or periods. You can assign a shortcut key if you want, but make sure not to assign a shortcut key that conflicts with the built-in shortcuts, as Excel will override its own shortcuts. Specify where you're going to keep your macro in the Store Macro list. You can store it on the current workbook or in your Personal Macro Workbook folder. If you store it in the Personal Macro Workbook, it will be available in all your other workbooks. In the description box, enter an optional description. Then click OK to return to the workbook and start recording your macro. When a macro is being recorded, the Macro Recorder status button will change to a square. You can then perform the tasks you want to include in your macro. The Macro Recorder will take note of everything you do. In this example, we'll create a macro to change our text to bold, Calibri, and to green. To stop the recording, you can go to the Developer tab and click Stop Recording, or click the Macro Recorder button on the status bar. To run a macro, on the Developer tab in the Codes group, click Macro to open the Macro dialog box. In the Macro dialog box, select the macro you want to run, and then click Run. To delete a macro, in the Macro dialog box, click the macro you want to remove, and then click Delete. Excel will ask you to confirm. Click Yes to delete your macro. Next, let's look at how to insert and configure form controls. To ensure accurate data is entered, you can create a front layer worksheet which will give the user an interface for entering data. The interface uses form controls such as lists and checkboxes, which are linked to a data worksheet. This ensures that the user can only enter values you want. There are 9 different control types. To insert and configure form controls, you can do the following. On the Developer tab in the Controls group, click Insert to display the Form Controls gallery. Click the control that you want to insert. In this example, we'll insert a spin button. The pointer will change to a crosshair. You can drag the pointer on your worksheet to create the control. To format the spin button, right-click and select Format Control. We'll then change the current value to 8, the minimum value to 0, the maximum value to 30,000, the incremental change to 1, the cell link to G7, and we'll check the 3D shading box. You can then press OK and test your form control. If you need to delete your spin button, hold down the Control key and then click the spin button. Then, on your keyboard, click Delete. Lastly, let's prepare our workbook for internationalization. If you are creating a workbook that will be used internationally, you can tailor certain aspects of your worksheet for your users. For example, many countries use a period as a thousand separator and a comma as a decimal point. Even the date formats are different around the world. You may also use currency symbols that are appropriate to the region. Windows supports regional settings for various countries. If you change the Windows regional settings, Windows will automatically apply the regional settings to all Windows applications, including Excel. This may change the number formats, the date formats, and the time formats for the region you choose. Excel does not apply regional currency formats automatically, so you'll need to format this manually. To change the Windows regional data formats, display the Control panel. In the Icons view of the Control panel, click Region. In the Format list, select the region you want to use. You can then click OK to close the regional dialog box. You might need to restart Excel to ensure the new regional settings are active. To apply an international currency format, select the cell range that you want to format. In the Home tab on the Numbers group, click the pop-out menu. In the Symbol drop-down list, select a currency. Once you have selected your currency, you can then click OK. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching another video brought to you by Advanced Excel Training. I hope you found this information helpful. Please click the like button below and subscribe for more awesome Advanced Excel Training videos. In the next video, we'll start creating advanced formulas. We'll start by inserting functions into formulas. We'll perform logical operations using the if, and, or, and not functions. We'll perform logical operations using nested functions. And we'll perform statistical operations using sum ifs, average ifs, and count ifs. Thanks again for watching. I'm Deborah Gray, and I look forward to hosting you in the next video. Till next time, happy Advanced Excel Training.